In Davos at the World Economic Forum 2022 with Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe, who's been here, how many times?
Close to 20 times I've been coming. Back then, very few women in corridors. Now, lots of women, leading women, from global companies, and it's really exciting.
I mean, it is a huge advancement. I've only been coming for 7 or 8 years, but there is definitely a sea change. And also the age demographic has shifted considerably lower too, which I think is massively encouraging.
It is, and coming from the African continent, coming from South Africa, we know our youth demographics, and that's a hugely important population group that we need to do something about in terms of providing economic opportunities, ensuring that they are well educated. A lot of them have ideas, but it's just the lack of opportunity that we need to ensure that they receive.
So what does Davos then do for you to help you take that home to have a positive impact?
Collaborations. We've been partners to the Shaw Foundation of the World Economic Forum for about 7 years now, and we support social entrepreneurs with a special focus on the African continent, but these are global entrepreneurs. We have a reach of about more than 600 social entrepreneurs, and these are people who use business principles to drive the social economy, as well as paying particular attention to issues of climate change. So, and for me, this is a very important project because I believe that given the challenges that we have on the continent around sustainable development goals, the funding gap for those, and then of course this youth demographic, that seems to be so in tune with a purpose-driven work. We have a unique opportunity to create collaborations and platforms where young people can, if they are entrepreneurs, find financing, build ecosystems for them where they can thrive, and create jobs. I think that's important.
And education, of course, also close to your heart because, of course, you're Chancellor of the University of Cape Town. We've seen the launch of the UCT online school, and by all accounts, that seems to be going well. What are you learning about education and big trends here in Davos? Because there have been quite a few sessions on youth and education and transformation of the future.
Absolutely. So I think the blended models of learning is becoming really, really critical and very important. Not everybody can be in a Center for Higher Learning, at the university, and people also learn at different stages of their lives. So you could, take a break and pick up a skill, go back and work. So there are those, blended ways of learning. It's not as we used to have before, where you go to varsity. I studied for 7 years. You probably studied for many years as well. You can go in and out, pick up skills. It's about picking up the right skills and enhancing, your work. And so digital has, of course, given us opportunities to do that, as you say, UCT high school education as well. And we're seeing a lot of that at university levels. Free courses that are available for anybody, students around the world. That is a very interesting and very encouraging trend.
What's blown your mind in Davos this year? I mean, you've seen incredible people many times over many decades of coming here. Anything particularly interesting grab your attention?
Well, I suppose it's the launch of the World Cup, which is happening in Qatar this year.
Apparently, they put on a really good show.
And
really positive, and also talking about the beneficiation of the project for the world, which is also going to be useful.
I think it's important when it comes to also, social cohesion globally, where we get to know people and be less suspicious of them. The Arab world has been so far removed from, most of us, and just having the World Cup there, being in the country, being in the region, enjoying football and food and everything else. People get to know each other better. Collaborations are formed and partnerships are formed, strong partnerships. So it's exciting. I'm looking forward to the World Cup.
And football, of course, is the great global unifier, isn't it? I just wish we could participate from time to time. And in terms of South Africa's position at Davos, it's a very small delegation. It's a very private sector driven delegation this year. Everybody putting on the big game face of regular and steady progress in South Africa. Are people listening to the story?
Bruce, I think people are probably still give us the benefit of the doubt. There's pockets of excellence where we've done very well. We've done well with our financial fintech industries.
Yeah.
We've done well with so many other industries. We just need to prove to the world that we are really worthy of the investments that investors here can give to South Africa. We have we're first world. We're first world country in a developed
Absolutely. I
country
mean,
at the same time.
it's this dual economy that
Yes.
we have,
Yeah.
and I suppose coming to a place like this makes you realize just how fiercely competitive the world is, and how much harder we have to work to be recognized.
We do have to work hard. We've got a lot of things in place, our financial services systems, our legal systems, regulation. We have those in place. It's just a matter of us really finding what we can give to the world that the world wants from us, so we can begin to grow, and in an inclusive manner. For me, it's about inclusive growth, ensuring that people in rural communities, young people, particularly women, are part of this growth story, and that is important for us to work on.
Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe, thank you very much indeed
Thank
for
you.
chatting to us in Davos. And that is a wrap of Today in Davos. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.